Welcome to Personnel Matters, the official podcast of the Air Force Personnel Center. Hosted by Major General Jefferson O'Donnell.
Welcome to Personnel Matters. I'm Major General Jefferson O'Donnell, Commander of AFPC and your podcast host. I'd also like to welcome back your Air Force's Personnel Center Executive Director, Ms. Kimberly Toney. Welcome back, Ms. Toney.
Thank you, General. It's great to be here.
We are here to provide information and updates on the programs and processes at the Air Force's Personnel Center that guide your career. This podcast is also a direct line where you can reach out to me with questions, concerns, and suggestions. Your Air Force's Personnel Center executes more than 400 programs covering the entire life cycle of Department of the Air Force military and civilian personnel. Now, if you were listening closely, you may have noticed I said your Air Force's possessive Personnel Center. The 2,500 men and women assigned to AFPC are here to support you, our more than 2.5 million Department of the Air Force customers. Today, we're going to discuss a distinct portion of our total force, the Air National Guard.
Air National Guard members are everywhere. They are serving at Air Force major commands as advisors and action officers. They are also serving at the Pentagon, on the Headquarters Air Force Staff, the SAF, OSW, and the Chief of the National Guard Bureau is a serving member on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The Air National Guard has both a federal and state mission. The dual mission, a provision of the United States Constitution, results in each Guardsman holding membership in the National Guard of his or her state and in the National Guard of the United States. The National Security Act established the Air National Guard as a separate reserve component on September 18, 1947, concurrent with the creation of the United States Air Force.
That's right, Ms. Toney, we share a birthday. And we all wear the same uniform. A different patch may be the only way you can tell us apart. When Guard members are in a state chain of command, they report to the governor of their affiliated state. The governor may activate them for domestic operations, training, or exercises. When they are federal, they report to the federal agency they are assigned via the President of the United States. The federal activation reasons include deployments, training, serving in headquarters positions, and attending professional military education.
When it comes to personnel matters, most day-to-day actions are handled by the Air National Guard Readiness Center or State Joint Forces Headquarters. AFPC support is with total force integration, where the active duty and civilian personnel systems overlap. Total force integration occurs when Guard members are on Title X orders for deployments and joint operations, assignments for Guard members serving in full-time active roles, and when Guard members temporarily serve on active duty. Development and education when Guard members attend some PME, SOS, Air Command Staff College, Air War College, and civilian development programs. DEERS, retirement processing, service credit calculations, and coordinations with ARPC and DFAS are key roles that we provide to them. Systems include Military Personnel Data System and Virtual Military Personnel Flight and Assignment Management System.
Now, Ms. Toney, I think I heard you say a very important word that when it comes to Guard members, their status. A Guard member's duty status determines a lot of things about how they can be utilized, what benefits and entitlements they receive, and how we provide personnel actions. Try guessing how many statuses there are. Keep listening for the answer. I'll mention the three most common right now. U.S. Code Title X, which is federal active duty. The member is federally controlled and federally funded, serving in a component of the U.S. Armed Forces while on orders. The easiest way to think of it, it's equivalent to active duty. U.S. Code Title 32, Active Guard Reserve, or Federalized State Service, is referred to as normally as AGRs. This is a status that falls under the state. They get the same benefits and entitlements as Title X service to include an active duty retirement at 20 years of service. Now, these members are first under the authority of the state adjutants general, the senior military authority, and the governor. Each state has AGRs whose primary missions are to organize, train, and equip the part-time force, which is the drill status Guardsmen. Now, the third status is U.S. Code Title V, Military Technicians. These are full-time Title V civilian GS employees required to wear the uniform in the performance of their jobs. Now, they also must be drill status Guardsmen in their organizations to qualify for technician status. Most members of the Air National Guard are drill status Guardsmen. They drill 1 weekend a month plus 2 weeks of each year, and when they are at drill, they are in Title 32 status. Now, if you're confused, it's okay. That's why we make sure we stay linked with professionals like our subject matter expert for today. Here to talk about how we support Air National Guard members across 54 states and territories is Colonel Bernadette Maldonado. Colonel Maldonado began her Air Force career in 1988 and transitioned to the Air National Guard in 1995. She has supported numerous stateside responses and is deployed in support of contingency operations around the world. And today, she serves as the Air National Guard advisor to me and to Air Force Personnel Center, keeping us current and apprised of the capabilities, requirements, and equities of the Air National Guard in our AFPC programs. Welcome, Colonel Maldonado.
Thank you, sir. I'm very happy to be here today.
Now, your experience serving as a personnelist at the squadron, group, wing, and staff level are so vital here to ensure we don't miss how personnel actions affect Guard members. Where does the Air National Guard fit in to the total force, and why are the different statuses of Guardsmen so important?
Well, sir, that is a great question. As Ms. Tony just stated, the Air National Guard is integrated across the Department of the Air Force. As far as the total force, I think this is a great example. If you were to log on to the U.S. Air Force website right now, one of the first statements you will see as you scroll down past Aim High is 5 paths to greatness, one U.S. Air Force. These 5 paths to greatness are the Air Force Active Duty, the Air National Guard, the Air Force Reserve, Air Force Civilian Service, and the Air Force Auxiliary. These 5 components complete the total force. The Air National Guard is a vital part of the total force, and our motto is always ready, always there. The mission of the Air National Guard is to be the primary combat-ready reserve of the Air Force, providing mission-ready airmen to safeguard the homeland, serve our communities, and to execute the global missions. To support these varied missions, we have many different statuses an Air National Guardsman can serve in. You touched on the primary and the major statuses. However, there are over 30 different statuses an Air National Guardsman can serve in today.
Wow, there's your answer, listeners. If you guessed 30, you were correct. 30 different statuses.
Now, there is legislation being drafted to possibly get the 30 statuses down to 5. This legislation would eliminate the complexity of the individual statuses and allow for a clear understanding of benefits and entitlements when a Guardsman is activated. Now, when we talk about the status of an Air National Guardsman or an Air National Guard member is serving in, I'm going to sound very lawyerly, but it all depends. And it depends on what they're doing and what is happening. If it's a state domestic operation emergency, the member may be in Title 32, State Active Duty, or Title 10. Again, it depends on the type of emergency, the urgency of the emergency, and who declared the emergency. Was it the governor or was it the president? Is the member being deployed to support contingency operations, or are they going to PME? If so, that member will be in Title 10 status. If it's drill weekend, the member will be in a Title 32 status. Again, it just all depends on what the member is supporting and who is funding it. Their status also determines their pay, allowances, and benefits they earn. We also have many Air National Guardsmen serving here at AFPC. They are in the TFSC, working with DPO and various systems projects, and in DPF, in ARC CMD, working our ARC MedCon issues.
For those who are here supporting us and working with the Air Force Personnel Center to support our Guards members, why are those statuses important to the people here? Both working with AFRC and the ANG A1?
Okay, sir. Well, for Title 10 and Title 32 AGRs, all personnel matters are very much the same as a Reg AF member. OPBs, EPBs are accomplished annually, leave statuses, and qualification for an active duty retirement, 20 years of active service. And those retirement packages are processed right here at AFPC. For a Title V technician, it gets a bit complicated because that member is a civilian member during the week and 1 weekend out of the month a dual status guardsman. So all benefits and entitlements to include health care that go along with Title V employment is what that member receives. They must accomplish their civilian appraisal annually as well as an OPB if they're an officer. For enlisted technician, an EPB is accomplished biannually, and they will receive both civilian retirement as well as a reserve retirement. An interesting fact that some may not know, the Air National Guard, as far as the enlisted performance briefs, it is only accomplished every 2 years for dual status guardmen. The biannual EPB began around 2013 timeframe, and before that time, EPBs were not even accomplished for enlisted dual status guardsmen. This made it rather difficult for decision-making for promotions and PME boards. But on the other side of the argument, 1 2-year EPB is covering only 48 days and 4 weeks of work. Now, the Air National Guard uses many different personnel platforms as well that we use in the Air Force. We use MyFSS, MilPDS, Prada, Virtual MPF, LeaveWeb, and so many more. Numerous Air National Guard members are here integrated with the systems team to work on these systems and, as we say, guardize them as we need. We also have members integrated with the ARC MedCon team. When a member gets injured at drill while deployed or in a status, MedCon orders are created until a line of duty determination of fit or unfit for duty. Also here at AFPC, the Air National Guard Title 10 and Title 32 20-year retirements are processed. EFMP, death benefits, and many other processes and policies that affect Air National Guardsmen happen right here at AFPC.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, we have a very important customer service that AFPC provides to Guard members and to our total force. And it's the Total Force Service Center. The Total Force Service Center here operates a call center 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 361 days a year, where personnel experts are available to support you and provide answers to your questions. We have a team of Guard members integrated into the Total Force Service Center. If you are a Guard or Reserve member, your call will be directed to the Air Force Reserve Center, where a large team of Guardsmen and Reservists work the bulk of Guard administrative issues. Frequently, we'll see questions from Air National Guard retirees who are about to turn 60, and they want to know how to start collecting their Air National Guard retired pay. Colonel Maldonado?
So, sir, this is a little different. The Air National Guard retirement program differs from that of active duty if you're a drill status guardsman. Guardsmen must complete at least 20 years of qualifying service, which requires earning a minimum of 50 retirement points per year. I won't get into the weeds here, but members can earn points through participation in drill, active duty training, activations, and other qualifying activities. Typically, an Air National Guard member retires from service before they're even eligible to collect retirement pay at the age of 60. To begin collecting Air National Guard retired pay, you must apply for it by submitting your DD 2656 to the DFAS online through MyFSS. While you can start the application process up to 9 months before your 60th birthday, it must be submitted no later than 90 days leading up to your 60th birthday, or your application for pay will be delayed. And also remember, if you're a guardsman, that you will also need to choose a TRICARE health plan within 90 days of turning 60 for continued health care coverage.
Well, thank you. That information reminds me of a plug we provided in previous episodes about the importance of checking your records. In this case, making sure that your records are correct so you're getting that right pay once you turn 60 and you're looking to get that retirement check. We had some good information in our 5th episode, Civilian Benefits and Entitlements, where we discussed retirement planning. And some of it applies here, and I encourage everyone to take a couple of minutes to go back and listen to episode 5 as well.
General, I'd also like to take a moment and remind those airmen and guardians who might be thinking about separating from active duty, whether it's for family reasons or to pursue an education or a different career, that they can continue to serve. The Palace Chase and Palace Front programs allow you to transfer into the National Guard or the Reserve. You can find links on our website.
And ma'am, we would love to have them.
Thank you very much. And I know as the advisors here, our Guard and Reserve advisors, Colonel Maldonado, Colonel Reyes, from Colonel Houdini, did excellent work on expanding those programs to make sure that airmen are aware of the opportunities to transition to the Guard and the Reserve. So thank you for your service. Now, thank you, Ms. Tony, and thank you, Colonel Maldonado, for joining us today. In our next podcast, we will discuss civilian developmental education and the many opportunities available to develop our government civilian workforce. If you have a question or issue you would like us to address, look for our contact information in the comments. From your Air Force's Personnel Center, where our mission is people first, I'm General O'Donnell. Thank you for listening.
We hope you found this episode informative and helpful in taking charge of your career. Be sure to subscribe on Divots and visit our AFPC website for more resources. Have a question or topic suggestion? Reach out to us. Links to the sites and services presented in this episode of Personnel Matters, along with our website and email address, are on the podcast page. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.